Good afternoon, evening, morning. Watching from, welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is your Hammers headlines and Motherbound KUMB.com. Make sure you do go across there and check out. It's been a while. And it's in the season. Exciting that we're about to hopefully have the imminent signing into the club. We're starting to get linked with players. You know, there's a bit of excitement. You've probably watched Russ's show this morning talking about the season now that we're starting to see a little bit more movement in the transfer window. But as you know, with the we want to bring to you, so I'll get cracking on the first story. Now, remember, when we report proclaimed to be an ITK, because we do not. Okay, so please remember that we're just reporting on the stories that we hear and we're trying to dissect any elements of truth to it. Now, this player here who's been linked to West Ham for a while, Richard, the Colombian international, apparently has rejected a deal from West Ham. Is eyeing a move to Roma. Now, he made 35 appearances for Palmeiras last season just passed, in which he scored 4 goals and assisted on 4 occasions as well. Now, this is a player I do actually rate quite highly, and I think I would have been quite excited about coming to West Ham. So if he has knocked back coming to us, then I would be slightly disappointed, because he's the right age, he's got a lot of experience playing at the highest level, especially in international level as well, and he's very consistent in his performances. Now, apparently, according to reports, he is determined for a move to Serie A, which is where he wants to be. And that could be also down to the fact that West Ham finished 14th last season in the Premier League, and Roma are going to be competing in the Europa League next season after finishing 6th in Serie A. So it looks like our chances of signing Richard Rios are over. What do you think? Put it in the comments and let me know your thoughts as I move on to the next story, and that is that West Ham are eyeing a move for Southampton midfielder Matheus Fernandes. That is according to 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙉𝙎𝙃 and several reports out in the mainstream media. He's 20 years old and he was one of Southampton's kind of major shining lights in a disappointing Premier League campaign. He's an all-action midfielder, and he was named the player of the season in that disappointing season where Southampton did find themselves get relegated. Now, West Ham, we know, are going to be trying to bolster our midfield. We probably are looking for players to head out the door before we look at bringing players in that area. But apparently West Ham are looking at bringing in the Portuguese under-21 international, a chance to stay in the Premier League, and it looks like the club are valuing him in and around £25 million as well. Now, the youngster started his football and education in the youth team of the current Portuguese 5th side tier Olhanense before being scouted by Sporting Lisbon, aged just 12. He made the move across to the Portuguese Giants academy, famous for the likes of, as we know, Ronaldo and Charisma. And in 2016 he progressed to the ranks before making 36 appearances for the B-side, scoring twice in that season. He's an attack-minded midfielder, made his Sporting League debut in a win over Casapia in October of 2022, and just 8 days after signing his first professional contract. He made 3 appearances that season for the first team, and he was allowed to join fellow Liga Portugal side Estoril on loan that season, where he really came into his own. So like I said, naturally an attacking midfielder, he plays as a double pivot, or did play in a double pivot in the Estoril midfield, and he scored once and assisted 3 times in 35 appearances. Now, he is a talented youngster. He also made his way through the ranks as an international level, scored 2 goals in odd 7 games for the Portugal under-21s, and having returned from his loan spell that summer, he came on an extra time in the Portuguese Super Cup defeat to Porto, and he was the last player came off the bench to be introduced for Sporting's first league game of the season. Now, he was managed from Ruben Amorim, and we all know him from the days of West Ham being linked to him, bringing him in as a manager. He's now the current Manchester United manager, and there was a lot of hope for him in his career. Now, he's a versatile, attack-minded midfielder known for his high work rate, strong tackle, and ability to distribute the ball really well and effectively. He excels really well in tight spaces. If you think of how Paqueta, when he gets the ball in those tight spaces, he has that good vision to get the ball out of that area. He's comfortable both in possession and winning the ball back, while primarily an attacking midfielder. He's also played in that kind of double pivot role as well. So he's got the work rate, he's got the agility, he's got the passing, the vision, he's got the good vision. He can execute a variety of really good passes, and we know in the midfield that's an area that we need, is that energy, that drive, and something we've been lacking for such a long time. He is very, very young, and he's got Premier League experience, so he fits that mould. There will be a Premier League tax price on him, so £25 million. Southampton are going to protect their asset. That's what they're wanting to do. So he is a player supposedly that West Ham are interested in bringing into the club. I would say one big areas that really work in favour of him is his versatility, his composure on the ball, his dribbling, his close control, his shooting from distance. And I suppose for his age, he's a promising young midfielder, someone that's got a lot to learn, a lot to move, and probably fits that remit of what Potter is looking for. So I think it's a player we probably are looking at. It's a player that we probably could do a deal with Southampton for, and I think many other clubs are going to be interested in Fernandes as an option to bring him and keep him in the Premier League. Because he's got the Premier League experience, that's a key part. You're not looking abroad and waiting for them to build up their experience in this league. He knows the league, he knows what it's about, so that could pay dividends to what West Ham actually need to bring in for this season. So let me know your thoughts on him. Matheus Fernandes potentially linked to West Ham, as I bring to you the last story of today, again broken from 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙉𝙎 employee, that West Ham are potentially interested in Andre Santos of Chelsea, the versatile midfielder. Now the interesting thing is that the Chelsea fans have spoken in abundance, saying, what? Why would Chelsea want to get rid of Andre Santos? He's not really had the breakout time really at Chelsea since he's only been at the club for a couple of years. But I think the rumour is that in terms of trying to fit into their squad and into their team, he's probably going to have to look at a loan move. And if there is a deal to be made, it is going to be a loan move. He's a box-to-box midfielder known for his defensive duties, but also can add to his attacking contributions. He does dictate the kind of tempo of the game. He knows how to break up the opposition attacks. He transitions into that offence really well, and he makes late runs into the box because he sits a little bit more deeper. He is a strong tackler of the ball. He's known for his clean and effective tackling, and he does win quite a lot of duels in a game, and he reads the game really well, composed under pressure. But one thing I love about him, he covers a lot of ground. He's fit, he's agile, he's fast, he's pacey. He's good in the air, he's got progressive passing. Again, you can see why these attributes fit what West Ham are looking for, because West Ham have, on paper, one of the slowest midfields in the Premier League, and we need to bring that energy into the club. Now, he's coming off a fresh World Cup. He won the Club World Cup with Chelsea in the States. He played 4 times in that tournament. Some fans not saying necessarily he had the best of his performances, but he is a Brazilian professional player. He signed for Chelsea back in 2023. He progressed through the ranks at the Vasco da Gama, and had loan spells at Nottingham Forest, and loaned, after signing for Chelsea, was loaned back to Vasco da Gama as well, and then loaned out to Strasbourg under the kind of Chelsea signing hundreds of players, signing them out on loan regime. He's represented Brazil at under 15s, under 17s, under 20 and at senior levels. Captained the under 20s to victory in the 2023 South American under 20 Championship, scoring 6 goals in that tournament, and he made his debut for the senior Brazil team in a friendly match against Morocco in March of 2023. So if there's going to be a deal there, it's going to be a loan, and I wonder if Potter has some, interesting conversations with people or contacts in at Chelsea, considering he was at Chelsea. But it'll be interesting to see if that is someone that potentially West Ham could look at bringing in. I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting time as a West Ham fan over this transfer window. We're starting to see a lot more movement in this transfer window, obviously with the impending imminent signing of 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙉𝙎 coming into the club. You'll probably start to see a little bit more movement with players heading out and potentially players heading in. So I've covered 3 stories for you today: Rios, Santos and Fernandes. So let me know your thoughts. Like I said from the start, this is a disclaimer. We are not ITKs. We're bringing you some of the stories. We're dissecting them a little bit and letting you know what the player could bring, and do they fit that mould of what West Ham are looking for. I think those 3 players I've mentioned to you today do fit the mould. I would be more disappointed in not bringing Rios in, because I do rate him highly, and I think he could be a potential, game exciting player, gets your bum off your seats. But what we've got in a player like Fernandes is Premier League experience at such a young age, with a lot going for him, with the energy and drive in that midfield that could be exciting. So before I go and check out kumb.com, Knees Up Mother Brown, our wonderful partners for the Hammers headlines. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and of course, come on you Irons.